Good morning student, welcome back to the online classes. So today we are going to start the chapter number 15 for class 4th in environmental studies, that is animals living together. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, like us, the animals also do not live alone. So as you people are aware, the human beings lives in a colony and a society. Similarly, animals also do not like to live alone. So most of the wild animals, those animals which are living in the wild, these wild animals, they live in a group, and the oldest and the strongest member of the group become the group leader. So out of the group, who is the oldest member or the strongest out of them will become the group leader. This group leader is going to decide what is the best thing for the group. Animals live and move in the group for the following reasons. So there are basic reasons why animals generally like to live in a group. So we have to discuss one by one. So first reason is to look for the food and water. So in order to look for the food and water, these animals generally they move in a group. So herbivorous animals. So herbivorous animals, students, are those animals which feeds on the plant products. Okay. So herbivorous animals, they examples are like your zebras or your elephant. They generally move in the group in search of grass and water. So you can see here a herd of zebras is there collectively drinking water. So basically these herbivorous animals, they feed on the plant or the plant product, like they eat grasses and leaves of the plant. So because these herbivorous animals, they are just moving in a group in search of finding the food as well as water. The next is to protect themselves from the enemies. So these animals generally live in a group in order to protect themselves from their enemies. So when a member of a group sees an enemy, so out of this group, if any of the members sees an enemy approaching them, so it warns the other member about the danger. Okay, what is the danger which is going to come or they are going to encounter in a very short period of time. So the member who has seen that enemy coming, he is going to warn all the other members. So either the group will fight back or they will run away. This decision is done by the group leader. Okay, so the group either runs away or fights with the enemy. This is being decided by the group leader, and all the animals feel safe when they are in the group. So animals, they feel very safe when they are when they move in a group. Next reason is to groom the young ones. So the young ones in the group are trained in the way of animal life. So when they are part of a group, so it is easy for them to groom their young ones. They learn about many things while staying in the group. When they are part of the group, so they learn so many things. Next is to enjoy themselves. So most of the young animals enjoy themselves when they are part of a group. They have a lot of members are there, so they have a company to enjoy. They play with one another and have fun. So these are the basic 4 reasons, students, why animals prefer to become a part, to move from one place to another, or to become a part of a group. Next is, have you ever seen an animal riding on the other animals? So there are certain animals which ride on the other animals. So when you see a bird like the cattle egret sitting on the other animals, what do you think? So you can see here in the diagram, student, this is a cattle, and a cattle egret is a bird which is sitting on this cattle. So what do you think? So actually what benefit the cattle egret is obtaining from by doing this is that the bird feeds upon the ticks and leeches which are found on the body of the animals on whose backs it is riding. So this cattle egret, you can see here in the image, it is riding on a cattle. So what benefit the cattle egret is obtaining from that? It is going to feed on the leech and the ticks which are found on these cattle. Okay. The next similar example is here a sucker fish. So you can see here in the diagram, this is a shark and this is a sucker fish. It is shown here in the red circle. So this sucker fish is going to attach itself to the underside of a shark. Okay, from below side it is attached itself to a shark because of its association with the with the shark, what benefit is this sucker fish is obtaining? The sucker fish is protected from its enemy. This is the first benefit, and the other one is that the food from the fragment which is falling from the shark mouth. So it will feed on the food which the shark is eating. Those small fragments which are falling from that food, it is going to feed on that. And second reason, it is protecting itself from its enemy. Next is, there are two types of animals, student. First one is your friendly animal and second one is your shy animal. So if we discuss about the friendly animals, the pet animals which we keep us as our special friends. So you people are aware, you people might be having different type of pet animals. It can be a dog or a cat. Okay, these are some of the pet animals which we like to keep it in our house. We play with our pets and they need our care and attention. We have to take care about them, pay attention about their health and their requirement. And there are certain domestic animals like cows, buffaloes, goats which gives us milk. So they also live with us and they are generally not shy. So these animals which are very friendly in nature, we keep them as our pet. So in our home, so these animals are friendly animals. You can see her playing with the pet. This girl is playing with her dogs. Next is shy animal. The next category of animal is your shy animals. So there are many animals who run away when someone approaches them. So there are certain animals who generally has the tendency to run away when somebody approaches them. They are scared of people. Why they run away? They run away because they are scared. They are fearing. So as you can see, if you've seen a squirrel in a garden, the squirrel are shy animals. So when you try to go near a squirrel, it will run away. When we go near a tortoise, it immediately draws its head into the hard shell present on its back. Rabbit and monkeys are also the shy animals. So there are various examples which are given here, which are considered, those animals which are considered as shy animals. You can see here the rabbit, the squirrel and the tortoise. The tortoise generally put his head inside this outer protective shell if it fears any person coming or approaching any danger which is approaching this tortoise. So these animals are considered as shy animals. What you have to do, you have to remember the examples. Those animals which are friendly animals and those animals which are considered as shy animals. Now moving on to the next part is your honeybee. So you might have been seeing that honeybee are hovering over or sitting on the flowers. So do you know why they are attracted to the flower? What is the reason why these honeybees or small insects, these are being attracted to a flower? You can see here the image of a honeybee. Okay, so honeybees are attracted to the flower because the flower are brightly colored and some of them have a sweet smell. So the flower generally, its petals are of different shapes, color, and generally a flower produce a sweet smell. Because of that, these animals, these insects like honeybees are attracted toward them. So do you know that honeybees get something very useful from the flower? So there is a mutual benefit relationship between the honeybees and the flower. So in turn, they help the flower in a big way. So both of them are getting some benefit. Let's understand what is that benefit. So as you are aware, the flower will produce a sweet liquid which is called as nectar. So flower are generally producing a sweet liquid that is called nectar, and honeybee visit the flower to get this nectar. So this is the thing which is the honeybee obtaining from the flower, that is the sweet liquid, that is nectar. They have a long tube-like proboscis. This is a part of their mouth which when they are sitting on the flower, they are going to insert their proboscis into the flower and suck the nectar. So this is the process how which the honeybee is going to obtain the nectar from the flower, and the flower produces the pollen. So there are four basic parts of a flower, that is your sepals, your petals, then stamen is your male reproductive organ, and the carpel is your female reproductive organ. The pollen grains are being produced in the anther, which is in the part of a stamen, the male reproductive part. So when a honeybee is busy sucking the nectar from the flower, so when the honeybee is obtaining the nectar from the flower, the pollen grain sticks to it. So then what will happen when the honeybee is there on the flower? The pollen grain which are being produced by the anther, they are going to stick. They are going to stick on its body as well as on its feet. So when the bee moves to the another flower. So it collects nectar from several flowers. As we are aware, this honeybee is now going to go on to the another flower, and what will happen? So some of the pollen grain will from the first flower will fall on the second flower. So the process in which this honeybee is going to help the flower is pollination. What is pollination? The pollen grain transfer from one flower to another is nothing is your pollination. Okay, so this helps the plant to make or create a new seed and they grow into a plant. This is how the honeybee helps the flower. So there is a mutual beneficial relation between the honeybee as well as the flower, student. Now moving on to the next part, here specifically we have to discuss about the various types of honeybees which are found in a beehive. So honeybee are the social insect. They live together in a big group which is called as swarm. Okay, swarm is a group of honeybees living together, and they build a beehive, a house, mostly a home, mostly on the high branches of the tall trees. So you might have seen in the old buildings, the tall buildings, abandoned buildings, or the tall branches, the tall trees branches, they are going to make their beehive. Honeybees are basically of three types. You can see here the three diagrams given over here. This is the queen bee, the drone bee, and the worker bee. So queen bee, they vary in their function as well as their size and structure. You can see here the queen bee, the first bee. It is the only female bee which is found in the beehive, and its only function is to lay the eggs. Okay. The next one is your worker bee. As you can see, the name suggests the worker bee. What is the function done by the worker bee? It is most of the work is done by the worker bee, student. First of all, it builds the beehive. Secondly, it gathers the nectar from the flower. Then the nectar is being converted into honey and cleaning and guarding the beehive. Okay, this all work is done by the worker bee. Next is your drone bee. If you see the drone bee, the third bee, it is a stingless male bee, and which is a male stingless bee in the hive, and its work is to help the queen bee in producing the eggs. So these are the three basic bees: the queen bee, the drone bee, and the worker bee. The important thing is that you have to remember the function of all the three type of bees. Now moving on to the next is obtaining honey. How honey is obtained by the people. So honeybee protect their hives by attacking the person or animal approaching the hive. So these honeybee are having the sting. Okay, these are going to attack their enemy with their sting. If you want to get the honey, what we have to do? The honeybee have to be removed from the beehive. So that is done. You can see a tall tree is there. On this branch there is a beehive. So what these people are doing? They have lit a light, the fire. They have lit fire below this beehive, and because of the smoke and the heat, these honeybees are forced to be removed from their beehive. So when these bees leave their hives, the people collect the honey from the hive. Okay. So honey has very important function to play. First of all, it is an antiseptic and it is used in digestion of the food. It helps in digestion. It is used for making medicines for cough and cold. So these are the various importance why people obtain honey. These are the benefit of getting honey. Then there are certain cases, students, where the people rear these honeybee for collecting honey on a large scale. So artificially they are making these artificial beehives. So the rearing of honeybees on a large scale is nothing. It is called as apiculture. Okay, and the place where the bees are kept for this purpose is your apiary. Okay. Now moving on to the next your exercise part. So first multiple choice question. The animal that we keep as a special friend. So that animals we keep as a special friend. It is an elephant, dog, or a monkey. So it is a dog. Next is an animal that is shy. Squirrel, cow, or goat. As we discussed, cow and goats they gives us milk and they are not shy. So the answer will be squirrel. The next fill in the blanks is the zebra moves in herd in search of. So zebras, I have told you, they are herbivorous animals. So they move in the herd in order to search the grass as well as water. Next is the young animals learn many things while staying in a group. When they are part of a group, they learn so many things. Now next is images are given. You have to write down the name below that. So first of all, you can see here it is a herd of zebra. Next one is your artificial beehive, which is done in apiculture. Next is your honeybee. You can see here a diagram of a honeybee. Next, section B of the exercise, the next multiple choice question you can see here. First of all, the stingless male bee in a beehive is a dash bee. So which is that stingless male bee? It is worker, queen or drone. So there is one male bee, stingless male bee, that is your drone bee. Next is type of bee. Next is nectar is taken from. It is taken from flower, stem or the leaf. So nectar is the sweet juice which is being obtained by the honey bee from the flower part. The next is very short answer type of question. First of all, name any two animals that move in a group in search of food and water. So they are your zebras and elephant, as we have discussed in the chapter. Next is name the birds that feed on the ticks and the leech found on the body of the other animals. This is a specific example. You must remember that, the cattle egret. Next is your short answer type of question. First of all, how does the cattle egret riding on the buffalo help the buffalo? So what is the benefit the buffalo is getting while cattle egret is riding on it? So the cattle egret riding on the buffalo feeds upon the ticks and the leech which are found on the body of the buffalo. So this is the way in which the cattle egret is going to help the buffalo by feeding on the leech and the ticks which are found on the body of buffalo. Next is how do honeybee and flower help each other? So as I told you, there is a mutual benefit relation between the honeybee as a flower. So flower is going to provide the nectar to the honeybee, and in place of that, what the honeybee is doing? Honeybee is going to help in the pollination, that is by which transferring the pollen grain from one flower to another. This is beneficial for both. The honeybee is obtaining benefit as well as the flower is also getting the benefit. Now last part is your long answer question. So let us discuss that. First one, why do animals live in a group? What is the reason why these animals live in a group? As I have discussed in detail in the slide, just go through the slide once, this video once. So first of all, in detail we have discussed in the beginning also. So to look for food and water, this is the first reason. Second one, to protect themselves from their enemies. Third one, to groom the young ones. And the fourth one, to enjoy themselves. This is done, to enjoy themselves is generally done by the young members of that group. Okay, so these are the basic 4 reasons why animals live in a group. The last question here is, what is the function of the following? So as I've told you earlier also, these functions of these all 3 bees are very important. If you discuss about queen bee, so the queen bee role is to lay the egg. It is the only female bee. The worker bee does most of the work, whether it is collecting the network, converting that network into collecting that nectar. Then nectar is gathered and then it is converted into honey, constructing, building the beehive, cleaning and guarding the nest. Next is your hive. Next is your drone bee. If you discuss about drone bee, these are the stingless male bee. Their main role is to help the queen bee in order to lay the egg. So I hope everybody has understood this chapter. Just go through the video once if you have any doubt. This is very important chapter regarding there are several new things that you have learned from this chapter. So hope everybody has understood this. We will meet in our next video. Till then, take care. Thank you.